Welcome into the Picks, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, your guide to the Texas high school football weekend. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we're now in the home stretch, okay? Just 3 weeks left in the 2025 Texas high school football regular season. And while we don't necessarily know exactly how these playoff races are going to go down, we do know the shape of them. We know at this point who the true contenders are, who are those teams that are trying to fight their way in, and who are really out of the race. We also are heading into maybe the biggest week of the season so far. Week 9 is absolutely loaded with games in every corner of the state. This is a massive week, not just from a district perspective, but also from a statewide perspective. To wit, there are six matchups of unbeatens this week. In week 9, that's pretty remarkable. And as a result, that's what we're going to focus on here in the first part of this show. We're going to focus on each of the 6 matchups of unbeatens across the state of Texas. They range from Class 6A all the way down to Class 1A. We'll have that and in the lightning round. So a little bit different this week, but we start in DFW. 7 o'clock Friday night at Children's Health Stadium in Prosper. It is a matchup of unbeatens in District 6A as the Allen Eagles visit the Prosper Eagles. And this is a game we've had circled for quite some time, and it really is everything that is big about Texas high school football, right? The largest classification, the largest school in the state in Allen, big schools, big stadium, big crowd, big bands, big atmosphere, and big stakes in this one, as well as big talent. We've been saying since the preseason that Allen is capital B back, and they have looked every bit the part of the favorite in 6A Division 1. You can talk about their quarterback, Jeremiah Dowd, who I thought has been really strong. He's operating around an outstanding offensive unit, but the real secret about Allen is their defense is nasty. The #1 scoring defense in all of Class 6A, led by linebacker Japray Wafer. They get after you. They've given up 44 points all season. Well, now they take on unbeaten Prosper, which is an absolute wagon. And what I mean by that is their offensive line is the best in Texas high school football, plain and simple. Led by Zayden Crimpin, they are massive up front and they push people around. That gives an opportunity for guys like quarterback Braden Imhoff and their running back Bryce Robinson to operate. I also think that Prosper's pretty battle tested. Remember, they beat Austin Westlake in non-district play. Couple that with a win over Rockwall Heath, both of which have aged very well. I think there's reason to believe that Prosper is the more battle-tested team. Now, this matchup ultimately comes down to, in my mind, when Prosper has the ball. That big offensive line and all the weaponry that they've got on that offense going up against this nasty Allen defense. This game always tends to deliver. I actually think it's going to be a relatively low-scoring game, and that's why I think Allen is your favorite. I like the Allen Eagles to stay undefeated. 7 o'clock Friday night at Kuykendall Stadium in Frisco. It's a matchup of unbeatens in Frisco ISD as the Lone Star Rangers take on the Wakeland Wolverines. 8-0 Wakeland. They just find a way, man. They've got 4 wins by 10 or fewer points, including last week's gutty win over Frisco High. I think quarterback Jaden Maples is a lot of fun, and they've got an outstanding playmaking defense led by Cedric Thornton. They have taken the ball away 12 times in their first 8 games. They are playmakers. Well, here comes the standard bearer in Frisco ISD, an unbeaten Lone Star, and they have not found a way because they haven't needed to. They are beating teams by an average margin of 35 points per game. They have been relentless. I think quarterback Trey Wright has been a real revelation for them at the QB1 spot. And then you add in Davian Gross and their outstanding do-it-all athlete, Carice Hoyt, that they can move those guys all around. That gives them a lot of versatility and a lot of weaponry, and I think that is going to be the difference in this one. This is a huge test for this Wakeland defense, and I will say, if the game is close, we know which team has an advantage in close games. I think Lone Star is your favorite in this one. Give me the Rangers. Let's go to 3A, 7 o'clock Friday night at Burnett Stadium in Raymondville. It is a matchup of unbeatens in the RGV as the Rio Hondo Bobcats take on the Raymondville Bearcats. In the Rio Grande Valley, big schools tend to get a lot of the pub, Class 6A and 5A, but this week Class 3A takes center stage with the game of the week, and what a matchup we've got in this one. Raymondville off to their first 7-0 start since 1988 under first-year coach Will Littleton. What a terrific job he has done, and he has unleashed his playmakers. Trayshawn Washington, their running back, and Jeffrey Lefevre, their quarterback, lead a really balanced attack. They're going up against another explosive attack in Rio Hondo, which has a bunch of playmakers of their own. Mario Lopez and Matthew Lopez, chief among them. They can score in bunches. I think this game is pretty pointsy, and I think that it's going to go back and forth, so don't expect a quick game. I think this game is going to be a lot of fun down there in the RGV. I think Rio Hondo's a little bit more battle-tested, and I think I trust their defense just a little bit more. Give me the Bobcats. 7 o'clock Friday night at Tiger Stadium in Bremond. It's a matchup of unbeatens in Central Texas as the Bremond Tigers welcome in the Chilton Pirates. This is a matchup for Central Texas supremacy. The District 10 2A Division II title is on the line. And my question here is, who's going to score? I don't mean that against the offenses. These defenses are just that good, okay? Chilton's defense has given up 22 points all season. They've pitched 5 shutouts. The Pirates have been pretty much unstoppable defensively. Meanwhile, Bremond, no slouch either. They've shut out their last 3 opponents, including last week against a good Goldthwaite team. This team is legit defensively. So who finds a way through? Will it be Tank Scott, the outstanding running back for Bremond, finding a way through this Chilton defense? Will it be Marnaco Thomas Jr., the outstanding quarterback for Chilton, finding a way through this Bremond defense? Intrigue abounds here. I think 17 points might win this game. Plain and simple. It might be that low scoring, but I think I like Bremond at home. I think they've got a couple of different ways to beat you, including their quarterback, Sam Kozowski. Give me the Tigers. 7 o'clock Friday night at John Webb Stadium in Mount Enterprise. It's a matchup of unbeatens in District 11 2A Division II as the Lovelady Lions visit the Mount Enterprise Wildcats. Let's go to the woods for an outstanding matchup in 2A Division II. And I am really excited to talk about this game because it gives me an opportunity to talk about one of my favorite players in the state, Kagan Ash, the outstanding box office attraction for Mount Enterprise. This is a guy who averages nearly 17 yards per carry on the ground. He's got 30 touchdowns on the year. He's also the team's leading tackler. He leads the team in tackles for loss and forced fumbles. He is remarkable. Kagan Ash is unbelievable at what he does. On the other side for Lovelady, Cody James has been a real electric addition at the quarterback spot for this Lovelady attack, but I think it is the defense, led by Lane Wilson, that has been the real star of the show for this Lions program. I think that is the difference in this ballgame. The Lovelady defense leads them to another win. And 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Diddle Young Field in Water Valley, it's a matchup of unbeatens in the 6-man ranks as the Water Valley Wildcats welcome in the Robert Lee Steers. Massive implications in this 6-man showdown. The winner of this game, obviously the favorite to win their district. I think they're the favorite to win Region 2, and I think they're the favorite to represent the West in the state championship game in 1A Division 1. So yeah, a lot on the line in this one. Brenner Sherwood for Robert Lee has been, just a superstar. He is unbelievable. The team's leading passer, team's leading rusher. He's the guy who leads the team in sacks and tackles for loss. He's got 8 interceptions on the year. Brenner Sherwood is a wild man out there. He is one of the most fun players to watch in all of 6-man football. Well, Robert Lee will have their work cut out for them against the best defense in 1A Division I, the Wildcats of Water Valley. This is a team that's given up 24 points all year in 6-man football. It's ridiculous, led by Boston Weiss, a 2-way superstar for them. And in the end, I think an elite defense at home, that's hard to pick against. I like the Wildcats to stay unbeaten.
The Picks is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Don't have time to go to a Dick's store this week? Just go to dicks.com.
Yo, these KDs are fire. Bro, you work here?
Whatever, kid. Take notes. Yo, I can go all pro in these.
I can guard you and route you up.
You sure about that?
Not anymore.
You fellas looking for a quarterback?
The goal!
Billy needs cleats. You're right, Billy. These do bring out my eyes.
Every shoe for every athlete, only at Dick's.
Dick's is the GOAT.
But those are far from the only big games. In week 9 of the Texas high school football season, let's get to the lightning round. I like Blanco over Lexington. Give me Columbus over Hitchcock. And Alito's historic district winning streak continues with a win over Richland. I like Corsicana Mildred over Kearns. Hey, do you know Crystal City's undefeated? I think they keep it rolling with a win over Hondo, and give me Amarillo Tascosa over Abilene. So Gordon, the number one 6-man team in the state, is going to play another 11-man team this week in Bracketville. And you know what? I think they're going to beat them. Give me the Longhorns. I like El Paso Riverside over El Paso Austin. And give me Austin Vandegrift over Hutto. In our 6-man game of the week, I like Houston St. Thomas over Tomball Concordia Lutheran. Give me the mothership Klein High over Klein Oak. And it's the Battle of the Lakes in Austin. I like Westlake over Lake Travis. I like Shallowater over Bushland. Stockdale gets a win over Karnes City. And it's one of the great rivalries in Texas high school football. I like Bay City over El Campo. I like Wall over San Angelo Grave Creek. Wichita Falls Memorials keeps it rolling with a win over Lubbock Cooper. In our 6-man game of the week, well, the other 6-man game of the week, I like Blanket over Zephyr. I like Burton over Iola. Huge week in Canyon ISD. I like West Plains over Randall, and give me Corpus Christi Calallen over Zapata. Salina stays perfect with a win over Paris. I like DeSoto in a close one over Cedar Hill, and give me El Paso Andrus over El Paso del Valle. Hey, do you know it's North Shore Atascocita week? I like North Shore over Atascocita. Give me Goliad over Edna, and I like Hale Center over Sudan. I'm rolling with Hawley over Cisco. Give me Holiday to take down Wichita Falls City View. And Idalou gets a win over Littlefield. I like Longview in a close one over Rockwall Heath. Give me Longview Pine Tree over Tyler Chapel Hill. And I'm going with Los Fresnos over Brownsville Veterans Memorial. I like Mansfield Summit over Colleyville Heritage. McAllen Memorial gets a win over Edinburgh Vela. And it's another one of the great rivalries in Texas high school football. Give me Midland Legacy over Odessa Permian. I like Munster over Santo. New Home keeps it rolling with a win over Post. And down in Houston, I like Pearland over Shadow Creek. I like Pilot Point over Pottsboro. Port Arthur Memorial stays hot with a win over Lufkin. And it's Mid-County Madness. I like Port Neches Groves over Nederland. I like Refugio over Freer. Give me San Antonio Sotomayor over San Antonio Warren. And I like Smithson Valley to take down New Braunfels. Stephenville takes down Lampasas. Timpson squeaks by Joaquin. And I like Tomball to beat Magnolia. Huge game in Central Texas. I like Waco La Vega over Robinson. And a huge game in the Golden Triangle. I like West Orange Stark over Silsbee. And those are the picks. What am I wrong about? Which games I leave out? Leave comments down below. Don't forget that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks for watching. Enjoy week 9 of the Texas high school football season. We'll see you.